In this episode, I head to Meizhou Island for its grand Mazu festival and discover how a local girl became the object of worship for millions of Chinese around the world. I've come to Meizhou Island off the southeast coast of China to visit a very special young lady. I've come for the 1056th birthday of Sea Goddess Mazu. One look at all the crowds squeezed in here and you know this is one popular goddess. Every year during Mazu Festival, hundreds of thousands of people come to her usually quiet home on Meizhou Island. Most visitors are from coastal China. She's also pretty popular in Southeast Asia. After all, Mazu is the patron deity of seafarers, whose very lives and livelihoods depend on her protection. It's no wonder then there are so many temples dedicated to her, with this one being the original, founded soon after her death over 1,000 years ago. But for all this talk of Mazu, I haven't actually seen her. Right, of course they're fixing up her outfit. As the legend goes, Mazu was at odds with a rival god who tried to ruin her birthday by conjuring up rain. She got her own back by summoning a tempest during his. It's a creative way of explaining why it always rains on Mazu's birthday and is windy a week later. And, of course, why these ladies are touching up her makeup. Gotta wipe off that runny mascara.
明天是妈祖生日，明天是妈祖诞辰1056周年。那今天我们就是来这里为妈祖梳妆打扮一下。对，
就明天是给她庆祝生日的。
对对对。
我看今天还有什么别的活动吗？像今天香火比较旺，人很多呀。
对啊，现在是天下妈祖回娘家就是全世界的这个妈祖宫庙。都会就是把他们所供奉的那个妈祖神像，然后很多的信众捧着这妈祖神像回到咱们祖庙这里来行耕业祖
对，这样的。
对对对。
我看还有好多人就是就好像是巫师还是什么，就闭着眼一直在念还是唱歌。
那个是我们这里叫鸡童，就是妈祖上神，这也是妈祖的信众跟妈祖交流的一种方式。
还有人在往地上摔东西。
摔东西，那个是钵杯，我们这里说的钵杯，钵的那个是月牙形的那个交杯，这也是妈祖的信众跟妈祖交流，因为那个杯钵下去呢有3种形状，那3种不同的形状，有不同的说法，对。
就等于比如说有一些大的事儿需要。
对，来就是来询问妈祖，来先上香，然后心里默念，然后再来钵这个杯。
As it turns out, there can only be one statue of Mazu, and all the others are her relatives, even though they all look the same. They're brought here not only to celebrate Mazu's birthday, but also to report on how their year's gone. Think of it as a big, gossipy family reunion.
very chaotic, but from what I understand, we now have a mobile Mazu statue, and she's going to be carried around all of the different temples in this complex, where she is going to be celebrated as a shrine.
Large Mazu statues are rare. Most of the pilgrims who've come from far and wide to be here will bring small statuettes to be blessed at the main temple. The idea is to invite Mazu to live inside the statue, which will then be taken home and placed somewhere important, in order to watch over the fortunes of the pilgrim's family. Yet, despite Mazu's apparent omnipotence, she was in fact a real person. Her name was Lin Wo, a local girl from Meizhou Island. Supposedly able to read the stars and the elements, she often advised fishermen on when best to put to sea, and acted as a guiding beacon of sorts by wearing her signature red trousers when they were returning home. She was so widely loved that she became deified after passing away, which is why on Meizhou Island alone you'll find over a dozen temples dedicated to her. Interestingly, these temples come in many different styles. In order to attract more devotees, Buddhism and Taoism often borrowed deities from each other. Eventually, Mazu started being equated with Guanyin, the Buddhist goddess of mercy, and quite possibly China's most popular deity. And, over time, people started turning to Mazu for more than just safety out at sea. She became an all-round goddess of compassion. Coming up next, I really hope Mazu has heard my prayers, as I'm about to get a first-hand experience of life as a Meizhou Islander by heading out to sea. It's 4 in the morning. No one in their right mind would be up at this time, but for the local fishermen, this is the start of their day, and I'm here to find the gentleman who lives in this house to take me out to sea. Hey, 早上好。
你好。
哎，你要准备出来了是吗？
对，准备。
行，那个我看有没有什么需要帮忙的吗？是每天都要烧香吗？
每天早上都有，晚上也有。
哦，就没有固定时间，可是肯定都得烧。
晚上也有早上也有。这个是在马祖的，就是马祖那边请过来的那种仙符啊，
汽油啊，这比较重要。我帮你拿一下。I didn't realize this was to be used for a pontoon, but yeah, I'm very excited to see what a day in the life of a local fisherman is going to be like. 我就不跟你过去了。
不要了。
Okay.
我跟你划过去啊。
Wow, look at him go. 行，那就一会儿见。It looks like the sea is very calm. I hope there's not going to be much wind today. I mean, we have the protection of Mazu now, so let's wait and see. Okay. 我原来以为就是那个男的上船，然后老婆在家里待着。
还有一个人太辛苦了嘛。两个人给他要
对，比较和谐。Today might be Mazu's birthday, but for the fishermen here, it's business as usual. 那你切的这么大块儿，那得多么大的鱼才能吃动吗？
不一定啊，有些就从小起来可能还
一口吞下去，它是啊。I was wondering what kind of massive monster fish we'd be trying to catch with fish bait like this.
那个鱼不会进去吃的话，就把人夹在旁边。因为第3天的时候，因为没鱼嘛，要换1天，隔了1天去那个拉土，然后它这个鱼不吃，这个就会臭，要臭掉就拔掉扔掉了，然后再装新的。
那等于咱们今天只是下这些，然后只是后天才能再捞出来。今天什么货都不会。有，
我们前天去捞过。只要提前换下去，然后放那里放1天这样才能捞。
所以你
海里没鱼的。
对。那所以你们一般都是每2天出1次海。
有个像个三角形，然后挂一个黑布的那个地方，开过去可能就不会错了。然后他不让我们。
We're having a short break right now because we're kind of lost out at sea. The fog is just a bit too thick for us to find where north is, and we're going to wait for it to disperse a little before we head to the actual fishing grounds. 那起这么大的雾得等很久吧？
也要等差不多开一点才能去。
它起这种雾没有安全上的问题，它不是雾散了之后浪就来了吧？
不会。
那你们一般会带什么指南针这类的找路的这种工具吗？就完全凭感觉。
没有。
那刚开始那是不是？那刚开始出来打鱼得多么吓人呢？路也不认。
他认的，他以前差不多有1个人跟着别人，差不多有去捕1年吧。
We can all see the waves are calm, but the tension on board the boat is as thick as the fog. And we seem to wait for ages for it to finally lift and reveal our surroundings. See, woman's intuition always works. 就是那边，那就到了，是吧？其实很近嘛。
是啊。
其实。
差不多有时候开那个40-50分钟去打鱼，之后要开那个1个小时多。那个比我还可以那个大潮的时候开的那个往后打就不会那个开。
所以这起了一次雾就耽误多长时间？其实就在那边，咱们都不知道。
有雾看不见。
可是你怎么知道是那边？哪块能知道是你的那块地啊？
它的开的宽线盘，有时候我们一般都是往这边转，然后它每次都往这边转。
What should have taken 40 minutes ended up taking twice that. But after a few I told you so's, we finally arrive at our spot, eager to get started. 咱们缸里都是空的呀。
没办法，海里没有。我说海里没什么鱼。
我以为咱们700个筐大部分都是满的呢。
没有，这几天
Gotta be honest, we've not had much luck recently. I mean, that basket is nowhere near full, is it? And all we're getting really are lots of little whelks about yay big and 3 crabs like that big. No fish at all. So, yeah, I guess it's going to be a long day. We got one. 不能抓什么？
Okay, never mind. I wanted to show you guys, but we caught an eel. It's about yay big. And it bites. So I'll show you later when it's dead. Here we go. Next batch. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they can tell which one's theirs. Because obviously there's no marker, it's just a buoy, it's just a floating piece of styrofoam. But I guess it just comes with experience. I feel like I am a bit of a third wheel. I mean, I think a two-person team has perfect synergy here. He, draws up the baskets, and she deals with putting the bait in. It's a perfect team. I'm just kind of standing around and just looking at stuff.
Finally, some fish, just as the day's about to end.
Right, so we left at around about 4:30 in the end, and it's now close to lunchtime. We've done 7 batches of these. The last batch, I've got to tell you, it's not easy. But look at the reward at the end of the day.
So the question on everyone's lips is, how much? Well, after removing the whelks from their shells, the conservative estimate is 700 yuan, about $100. Not too bad.
Because in the 90s, just on Meizhou Island, the fishing boat, the engine broke down, everything broke down, and then there was this massive wave. It rocked them sideways and then rocked them back again, and then the engine was fine. So all of these strange stories, and maybe coincidences, happen out at sea, but it could also be that they were saved by someone or something.
Compared to being shipwrecked, our piddly fog was nothing.
那个现在是能看见妈祖了是吗？哪个是妈祖啊？直线高的。哦，哇，没有。看见了，心里一下很一下很舒服。I gotta say, I'm not a fisherman, but coming back from a day out at sea, seeing your home just in front of you and a statue of Mazu, you know that you're safely back at home, and it's a nice feeling. When you leave, Mazu is kind of watching you from the back, and when you come back home, she's welcoming you again.
Even though we're back, there's no time to waste. It's straight to the market we go to set up store with everyone else who's returned from the sea today. By now, we've been up for nearly 12 hours. We've battled fog, fatigue, and now the fight's on to sell everything we caught today. The customers here know they're always getting the freshest fish possible.
Yeah. 哎呀，终于可以看到咱们今天的这个老板，主要是你们的老板。怎么样？刚才我看有一个人已经买了一些了。对。买了多少？
卖了多少？卖了100多。
蛮不错呀。
那个是大红竹竿鱼嘛。
哦，就那咱们那
比较大条的。
那还挺快的。
Everyone here is from a fishing family. The experience I had today is just normal life for them. Getting up at 3, returning by 3, then straight to the market without even having a proper lunch. Sure, on average you can take home up to 1,000 yuan, about $150. we end up making even more today, a cool 1,800 yuan. But the fishing season lasts just 6 months. And then what? When I asked Mr. Wang how much he must earn to maintain a standard of living, he looks at me and laughs. He says every year there's fewer fish in the sea, and he has to feed a family of 7. Like everyone else here, he prays to Mazu every day, to protect him, his family, their way of life, and their future. Coming up next, as my time on Meizhou Island draws to a close, I reflect on my experience of Mazu and how she impacts on local life. After returning from the sea, Mr. Wang and his wife usually treat themselves to a bowl of Mazu protection noodles, and I've been invited to their home to try this curiously named dish. I've got to say, after spending an entire day out at sea, if I was him or any fisherman, I would really look forward to a nice hot meal of this Mazu noodles. Okay. 那现在就倒。我跟你就是真的，我觉得出去打鱼真的很辛苦啊，真的相当辛苦的，就是一直不停的工作。
反正那个呢，他们一个打比我们还辛苦。我们是这种还是最不辛苦的。
是吗？不是挺累的吗？那么一大早就出去，然后
他们早上出去，晚上还没回来。啊，他们去外海。
谁呀？
他们打鱼的人。
就是去外海那个钓鱼的那些人。
不是钓鱼，就是放着年的。啊。放螃蟹，还有虾，怎么之类的。
哦。我刚听好像说这2个鸡蛋是代表什么？
就是好平安。
反正听奶奶说，鸡蛋就是属于比如说某个人遇到什么事情不顺心的事，然后就弄个鸡蛋，然后弄个面条，这样子搞一下，给他吃，这样子对，就一切以后一切都顺利，这样。
There we go. That looks delicious. 这个面其实挺快就做好了。
其实还一点点，再一点点就是不好做。我一般都是春节，8月15都是我一个人煮。
Now I know they normally eat plain noodles. These are just for us. 是，咱们面为什么不带汤呢？
带汤会出去会下雨的，不带汤不会下雨。
哦，是这样，是这个意思是吗？那怪不得叫平安面呢。Over the last few days, I feel like I've gained a better understanding of Mazu. I've seen how the ferries overflow with pilgrims dressed in a trademark red, how every house burns incense for her. Today, like their prey in the sea, the fishermen of Meizhou Island are dwindling. Less than a fifth of the island's population remain in the business. It's understandable. Every fisherman wants their child to get a safe, stable office job. But for the vast majority of Meizhou Islanders, the sea is still their lifeblood. It makes them tougher, braver, more hardworking. I once asked Mr. Wang if he's ever forgotten to pray to Mazu. He said he has, but then he felt anxious the whole day. As soon as he got home, he made up for his missing prayers. Like all of Mazu's 200 million devotees, Mr. Wang's belief in the Sea Goddess brings him peace of mind, the confidence to brave the open sea, and more importantly, the conviction that everything's going to be all right. This is the power of the Sea Goddess Mazu. You know, after 1,000 years, Mazu went from being a local girl from Meizhou Island to an object of worship for people around coastal China and their diaspora around the world. And Although she was originally someone that fishermen turned to when they went out to sea, she's now someone you'd go to when you want to wish for a good health, when you want to start a successful business venture, when you want to have a good life. And I think, judging by all of the people I've met here in Meizhou Island, she's no longer just a deity. Mazu is a way of life.